Welcome. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good, chilling.
Oh, Andrew's good too. He's just staring at the screen.
Oh, I thought I said I'm good. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, is my internet connection stable? Is everything good?
Everything seems fine. It's just I don't know why I'm kind of now.
Yeah, Andrew, your camera's off.
Yeah. Is it your Comcast or what do they have down in Visalia right now?
I have Comcast. I get like over 250.
I don't know, man. That's what they say. I don't think they give you all 250. I think
Yeah.
I think they draw it, especially at nighttime or like during COVID times.
Probably definitely.
Yeah, whatever. We don't need to see your face anyways.
Right.
Ugly bastard.
You're not wrong there. But yeah, I mean everything's fine on my part.
Yeah. Well, it's because I think is Visalia safe from all the fires or what's going on over there?
The smoke's not too bad, but I mean it has its day. But you just look in the distance and it's just all hazy and just the smog. It just looks disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
we're out
my-
to Kalia. It's crazy
My
out in
parents'
Kalia right
house.
now.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was gonna say my parents' house almost burned down up in Santa Rosa.
Oh,
Real recently.
That's
dude.
crazy.
they
Yeah.
evacuated, right? They issued an evacuation order.
Yeah, my whole family was evacuated. Like my grandma was evacuated.
That's
wow.
crazy.
Damn.
Dude, the fire was like literally in their backyard.
Wow.
Like, they barely saved it.
Damn.
It was
It's
crazy.
Savage stuff, bro.
Well, everybody survived, right? Everybody's good.
Yeah, everybody's fine now. Looks like they're putting it out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of fires in people's backyard, let's come here and talk about what we're talking about. How lit it was in my backyard for high school. All the crazy parties. Fuck,
The
that was
dumpster fire?
the dumpster fire. The cesspool. God, that was an awful segue, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
glad to I'm glad to
your
hear.
dad had to come in and put it out with a hose. That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. I remember it was 2015. I remember coming to the backyard and seeing my dad spray these like high school girls in like sexy nun costumes or something with a water hose telling people to get out of his backyard. It was, yeah, I remember just seeing a horde of people just rushing through those front gates because then I don't think the cops ever came for that party, but yeah, my dad was just hosing people out. It was pretty epic until that point, I believe. But I don't know, I was pretty stressed out. I was in the front yard the whole time trying to make sure the cops doesn't come there and bust the whole party up.
All right, Kevin Chang.
Eric, Coors Light, motherfucker.
All right, Jason, what party is this?
The party to be at, Sunny Boy.
Eric's party. No, full Halloween 2006. Say it.
Halloween 2006, bitch.
Get out of here.
You're ugly.
All right. Now let's tap that son of a bitch.
All right, one question, Eric.
Yeah.
Why did your dad not show up until like 2 a.m.? Like, what was he doing?
He was no, he showed up early, dude. That year he got broken up at like 11 p.m. They were at the restaurant still.
Oh, okay. It was earlier. It felt like 2.
Yeah, it was well, I mean, yeah, we got pretty fucked up and it did
Way too much
flip to
drinking.
him. Yeah. And probably if nobody caught on today, we're here to talk about our high school experience and how it felt like growing up in Visalia. So I know my experience was filled with alcohol and disobeying my Asian parents. Kevin, I'm assuming you had the same experience.
Oh,
You too?
definitely, of course.
Yeah, the other two light-skinned guys in this group, I don't think you guys have Asian parents, so tell me about your high school experience. Let's go with Chris first, because Chris, you graduated early. You got out of there. So.
Oh yeah, Visalia was a dumpster fire. No, I mean, growing up there, it was, Visalia is pretty, it's like a mix of a bunch of different cultures, like, you know, Mexican, Asian, and then white, I would say is like the most, right? So we have the white kids who a lot of them went to like either private school or they were in, you know, they were in Mount Whitney mainly. And then you had like all the other kids who were like in Redwood or, you know, those different areas. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like we grew up pretty multicultural. Like, you know, I hung out with Eric and, you know, a lot of our other friends were from different cultures too. So it was a pretty interesting high school experience. I feel like all of us knew that we didn't want to be there though. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, what the fuck is going on here? This is like, you know, we wanted to experience life outside of the fucking valley because we knew nobody wanted to be there.
Yeah, it was, you know, just growing up there was kind of boring after it. Once you take the, like, you know, the drinking and the teenage pregnancy and meth out of the equation, since Central Valley is kind of plain for a 17-year-old. Well, for us at least, because we were all alcoholics. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, true.
You know, I talked to like some, yeah, obviously we can't say last names and stuff here, but you know, there were people in our classes where they didn't party, whom I've got to know after college or after high school and stuff, where, you know, they hung out in and out or the AMW parking lot and stayed sober, which I don't know how they stayed sober growing up in Visalia. I was drunk all the time. You know?
I don't know how you did football and
Dude, football was amazing because after every game, we waited for Eric's house. Like, dude, win or lose, we were like, fuck yeah, party at Eric's. Dude, win or lose. So we were looking forward, like, towards the weekend. Every Friday, dude, we were just partying at Eric's house. Dude, it was fun. Dude, even though we sucked at football, dude, it was fun, bro. It was so fun.
It was super depressing. I mean, we, you know, being degenerates and the failing class of Redwood that year, 2007, you know, other sports did achieve gold. Like, I think our golf team did really well. Our volleyball team won Valley. Our soccer team, well, the big sports like soccer sucked. Football sucked. Wrestling, we did all right. And these are the only sports I can think. Baseball sucked. And
I think basketball sucked too.
Basketball sucked. All our girls team did really well. Our golf team actually won. Golf team, volleyball team. I think the girls soccer team did really well too. The girls water polo, all of our girls sports did really well. The guys were just a bunch of alcoholics and just didn't care.
Yeah, we did not care at all.
Yeah, there's so many times when like we would just lose a fucking game and be like, all right, I'll see you guys at my house, pick a 30 rack, and I'll see you guys soon. Whoever had fake IDs, we go to, what was that place? It wasn't called Easy Freezy. What was that one place that we bought booze from all the time? Was it BJ's?
Yeah, it was BJ's.
Yeah, it was
right.
BJ's.
Oh, it was, huh?
Yeah, we
Forgot
always,
about that place.
obviously, we sent all the white kids to go buy booze from BJ's because they sold them to them. They wouldn't sell to us because we were a little bit too tan, but yeah. And we just didn't care. I think the only game where we cared about losing was the cowhide. I remember seeing like 20 or 30 people at my house just like sitting around or just around a bonfire drinking a Bud Light or no, Keystone Light, just not saying anything. Just because we were so depressed and sad.
Was that your senior year?
Yeah. Our senior year. Andrew, you played too, right?
So actually, because I dislocated my hip when I was 13, and I was like barely getting by playing football, and I think I even had a few concussions like during the touch games that was supposed to be touch, and somebody kneed me in the back of the head, and so like my memory about football is big, but then I remember like getting hit during practice right on the hip, and like it just extreme pain. I was like, I'm done. So I actually didn't get to play senior year cowhide.
Oh man, I mean, I sucked at football, and Kevin actually was really good. Kevin was on the starting
I
team.
was alright.
He was
I
on the
was
start.
alright.
Kevin was starting. Let's not. Kevin was good. I'm not saying he's an NFL player because not because he's Asian, but
Thanks.
he
Thanks.
was
You made me feel so much better, bro.
he's no what was the guy who always followed Timmy Chang? Yeah, Timmy Chang. But he was a starter. I was not, and even I got to play. Not because of some miraculous situation which presented itself where I could play and show my powers as a offensive guard. Well, the only reason why I played was because somebody in the crowd, I don't know, was Billy, Mikey, or Jason, started screaming out "Fat Eric," and he gave me.
dude, that I remember that game like it was yesterday, bro. That game was fucking amazing. We were on the sidelines and we hear Billy and like Billy, Mikey, all the other group, right? They're up in the fans. We were playing Golden West, and then you just hear a chant going, "Fat Eric, Fat Eric." It was like Rudy, bro. Like Rudy, bro. It was fucking hilarious.
That would have made my life,
dude. It was epic, right? So Eric, the coach is like, forgot his coach.
Salillo, it was Coach Salillo.
Yeah, Coach Salillo's like, all right, Eric, it's your turn, bro. Get in. Eric goes in. They hike the ball. Eric gets blown up, bro. Fucking ran over. Coach Salillo's like, Eric, get out. And he gets him out, dude, the next play, bro. It was fucking hilarious. Dude. That was fun.
Yeah, well, the only reason why I got in that Golden West game, as you know, even live in Visalia, Golden West is one of the 4 public schools in our hometown, so it was an important game. We beat Golden West. We were. Yeah. That was one of the 2 games we won that season. One of the 2 games out of 10 games that we won. But
yeah, speaking of White Hicks,
Golden West. But that was that was the first time that happened. And the only reason why I got in was because we were winning. And in the Mount Whitney game, the one that we lost, the Cowhide, we lost. Our school was on a 10-game streak, and we lost the Cowhide for them.
But they went and took Valley, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did.
So they were good.
No, they went to Valley. LD won. Won Valley.
Oh, okay.
LD won Valley.
No, Mount Whitney won Valley that year. Mount Whitney was D2. LD was a different league.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is
I'm not too sure.
I remember.
With me now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. After getting freaking pounded like that with no lube, I remember that team. But so Mount Whitney they won Valley that year because this is before we had state for California.
Yeah, they did.
So they won D2 Valley. So we were playing like a fucking championship team, and we were a shitty team, and they just like pounded us, dude. No, they just like fisted us, dude. Just fisted it all the way in.
Shit.
But yeah, dude. So the only reason why I played the Whitney game was because we were just getting annihilated. We were down by like 4 touchdowns, and it was just a sad situation. And then somebody in the crowd decided to scream out "Fat Eric" and started chanting. And I remember looking at Salillo. I was like, man, I was getting my head like, don't put me in. Please don't put me in right now. He puts me in, and I look at his eyes, and we locked eyes. Like, we both knew that I didn't want to go in, and he didn't want to put me in. But he put me in anyways because the crowd chanted my name. So I was there for fucking 1 series. It was like 5 or 6 and out. And I never got in again. And I was like, fuck, dude. I had to play this game where we were just getting raped. It was horrible. It was... Even though
Is the Cowhide still going on, or did
they
like X-ray that?
No, the Cowhide,
it's still going on. It's still going on.
Maybe not this year because sports is canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even though we lost so many games, we only won 1 game out of the other 3 schools in our city. I don't know why, but we just like got crushed with this weird, overwhelming sense of like sadness and disappointment because like because we were a bunch of idiots and goons. One of the first potlucks we had, we watched the movie Friday Night Lights on a bootleg DVD, and then somebody was like, it was one of those cam recordings too, and somebody was like, oh, I don't know why we watched this movie. They lose in the end, and that pretty much set the tone for the whole season because we lost almost every freaking game. So losing wasn't new to us. I don't know why we were so surprised that we lost. But like everybody on the team cried after we lost that game. I remember like shaking Whitney's hand with like tears coming on my face, like we were expected to win, but we lost somehow. But no, we were just like a bunch of kids who cried, and even I think even like Alberto and Alan shed tears because I don't think they were sad that they lost the game. They were probably sad that they fucking disappointed everybody in the school because we were a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, I can see that.
But those were still good times, though.
Sounds like you didn't have a chance, man.
No,
We tried.
In the beginning.
They tried.
we did not have a chance. No, we didn't.
So what happened after I left, like your senior year? What was the timeline? The party timeline.
Party timeline. It was still the same, right? We all did the same things.
It was still the same. I think it was every Friday, every Saturday, and then every weekend.
Repeat.
Your dad will always come out and get out of my house. What are you guys doing here? Get out of my house. And it's like, oh fuck, we gotta go.
All right, how many times can you count? How many times did your dad come out?
A lot.
You lost count?
A lot, dude. I think every time we were there.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I don't know how it happened, but I guess my house became infamous. It became known that I was a party thrower. I threw most of the parties in high school.
Were there underground street fights too?
We also host.
Oh my god! Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. You guys did start some shit like that
With Jeff.
Jeff, yeah. Jeff actually has kids now.
Yeah. I think
kids.
3 now.
4. I think he has four girls.
Oh, now.
I don't know if it's a blessing or not, but he got 4 girls.
Is he trying for that son?
I don't know, man, dude. That's
Jeff. Oh, Jeff?
Yeah. We don't say last names because then I have to bleep that out.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So with throwing parties, we also threw underground fights. I wish we had films of it, but we don't. I think we did 2. I think we did 2 fights. I remember I met some guy a couple months ago when I was in town for Annie's wake. Some guy was like, "Yeah, I think I went to your house." I was like, "Oh, did you go to one of my parties?" And he was like, "No, I went to one of your underground MMA fights." I was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot that totally happened." But yeah, just like in high school, I guess because my parents were Asian, they didn't really care until there were way too many kids at the house. But they didn't care. I threw most of the parties, and then I just kept going along with it. And well, since Chris is here, I kind of want to tell this story. The story where junior year, I was labeled as a bad child, and that was the source of all Chris's problems.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
No. Tell them the story where you stole your parents' van and we were gonna break into my dad's dental office. Tell them that story.
So this is
the heck?
So for those people who don't live in Visalia, you could probably tell that we were bored a lot and we did a lot of stupid things. I know kids in Visalia the smart ones, they didn't do this stuff because they didn't want to risk hurting, their brain. For us, our future was uncertain, so we did a lot of questionable things, like stealing cars, getting DUIs, car crashes. These are not things we're proud of, but looking back on it in hindsight, it's kind of funny because we're all alive. And even if we weren't alive, I mean, I still be making fun of it too. But I forgot, was that sophomore year?
It was it like, I think it was the summer before junior year.
It was.
Maybe. Yeah.
That was when I was able to buy multiple packs of alcohol.
I think so. We like shoulder tapped a hobo to get some alcohol. You ended up, I don't think we had a ride, so you ended up stealing your parents' van, and we were gonna, I don't know, break into my dad's dental office and take his nitric oxide. And so we end up driving to his dental office, and then a cop is following us the entire time, and like somehow we don't get pulled over, and I don't remember what happened after that.
Yeah, dude, it was me.
Where did we go?
It was me, you, Sean,
Eric.
and Eric.
Yeah.
And I was driving around. I didn't have a license, nor did I have a permit.
He did have a license.
Nobody in the car had a license. We were all drinking canned Budweisers. We first started off at Sean's house watching Fear and Loathing, and then for some reason we were like, you know what, we have a smart idea. We should get in the car and start driving around. So we started driving around, and then Chris brings up the idea of going to his dad's office. So we started driving to the office, and then the cop comes behind us. So we pulled into the parking lot and turned off all the lights, hoping the cop would pass by. And I just remember like Chris and Eric just started listing all the felonies we were doing, and then we were, no license, underage drinking, no seatbelts, and then fucking out of nowhere you hear, and we're like, what the fuck is that? It was Sean's like, and drinking and driving.
Oh my god! I don't know how we got out of that.
We got lucky.
We went back to Sean's or whatever, and then we were like, shooting each other with airsoft guns or something.
So we went back to Sean's house, parked the car, went to Denny's, and then we went back to Denny's. Denny's on, is it Demery, or is it on Acres?
Yeah.
Denny's on Acres. We were there, and then the waitress, middle-aged lady, I feel sorry for what she had to go through when she had to serve us, but we were fucking dicks, dude. I feel so bad about it because we were just giving this lady just a fucking hard time, and she knew we were fucking wasted. So I remember we were just sitting there, Sean and I was like, all right, let's pay the bill and leave. And then Sean was like, oh, why do you want to leave so fast? We just finished our food. Let's just chill here for a while. And I was like, look down, and I see Eric with his face down on the leather Denny's seat with puke coming out of his mouth.
Oh.
And then we're like, okay, we gotta go. So we went up there, paid, pulled Eric, and just got out of there. And I think the worst part was, I think Chris or Sean was like, this lady gave us such bad service. I'm gonna put 2 pennies on the table as the tip. And I was like, oh, bro.
Oh my god, you actually remember all that.
I remember that.
That's accurate. That's all fucking accurate.
That's great.
So these debacles kept going on for a while, and then finally one night we were at Chris's house one night getting drunk with Sean wasn't there this time, but our buddy Danny was, and we're like, hey, let's go meet up with some of the girls. And I was like, popular girls, hell yeah, let's go meet up with them. I forgot whose house they were at. We went there, we got super drunk. I remember like Eric and I were just peeing on all the bushes, and then we ended up going back to Chris's house, and then I passed out in Chris's room. And the next morning I wake up, and then Eric wakes me up and he's like, hey man, we gotta go. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, hey, we just gotta fucking leave. I was like, okay. And then I was like, I tried saying goodbye to Chris and his parents, but they wouldn't say goodbye to me. And as we're leaving, and Eric turns to me and says, hey, so somebody went into Chris's room and took a shit. I was like, what?
What?
It turns out somebody took a fat shit in the middle of Chris's room. And I was like, he's like, and Eric was like, did you do it?
It was on my desk.
It was,
It was all like curled up, like spiraled, like a perfect little fucking cat shit or something.
It was. So it obviously wasn't me, and it wasn't Danny, because Danny went home because Chris's parents took him home. But the next week, I get a phone call from Chris's mom, or from Eric, and Eric was like, "Yo, man." So we kind of told Chris's parents that it was your idea, and that you bought all the booze and you took a shit. And I was like, "What the fuck, bro?" He's like, "Come on, dude, just take the fall for us. Chris is about to graduate, or Chris is on the start to graduating early. My parents get super mad. Eric was Mexican, so his dad probably beat him. And then he's like, your parents don't care. Your parents, Eric was like, your parents don't care. They don't even speak. They don't even speak English. They just say you did it. So then I had to take the fucking fall, dude. So for the next 2-3 years, Chris's parents would never let him hang out with me because I was known as the bad guy.
Yeah, you took a shit on Chris's desk, bro.
Yeah, Eric, why'd you do that, bro? Why'd you take a cat shit on?
It was the other Eric.
All right, it probably was. You're right.
Yeah, because I remember Eric saying, as we were walking towards Eric's house to pick up my car, he was like, "Yo, man, my butt kind of itches." I was like, "Yo, wow, this guy took the shit."
Dude, I haven't talked to him in years, man. It's been fucking, I don't know, like 10 years or something.
Yeah, I know our relationship with him kind of not crumbled, but withered away after the whole my friend hooked up with my ex-girlfriend situation. Obviously in Visalia is a small town, or it feels like a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody kind of hooks up with everybody's ex.
After he pulled a knife.
I wasn't going to say that, but yes, after he pulled a knife on multiple of our friends who his ex made out with.
Eric pulled a knife, or you did?
Eric pulled a knife. Look at me, dude.
Wow.
I'm wearing a squirrel t-shirt. I would not pull a knife on somebody.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
he was talking about the Eric that was a model Eric, right?
Yeah, like the pretty Mexican boy Eric, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not talking about myself in third person to try to lose myself in the story.
Alright.
But yeah, it was just like a Visalia mentality kind of thing. He was a little I don't know, strung up, or he was on edge a lot, so I learned early to not fuck with him. He didn't try to stab me. He tried to stab our other two friends. So, and then after that, I didn't really hang out with him too much anymore because we all graduated, and then that was that story. But
was there a lot of steroids going on in Redwood? Do you guys like?
Honestly, back
yes.
then,
football and shit.
On the record, yes.
Not as bad as LD though. Not as bad as LD.
LD took a lot of steroids. No,
dude, these boys were lifting heavy weights, bro.
I know. I remember looking at the gym. I was like, "There's no way, like,
dude.
People are on some shit."
Oh,
I wish freaking I wish Danny or Jason was in this call, because we went to this LD party one time, and then out of nowhere, Danny's ex-girlfriend was like, "Hey, we gotta leave." He's like, "Oh, why?" He's like, "Because you guys aren't from LD, and they're jumping somebody right now outside." So we run out of the car, and then I looked over and I see like the entire LD football team curb stomping 3 white guys, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And it was, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, we gotta go." And then one of the girls' boyfriend, and one of the guy's girlfriend was like, runs up to one of the guys, a fucking big ass guy, and was like, "Hey, stop it." So he takes her, pulls her into the middle of the street, throws her on the ground, and slaps her. And then I was super drunk, and I was like, "Hey, we gotta go." So yeah, this story's not funny at all, but like, it's these guys are definitely on something, man.
Roid rage.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Valley Sports. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a coach, but I would say there is a fair amount of people on some kind of like testosterone supplement during our year, or even the years before, because everybody was talking about like, what is it, M1T, Novadex, Nova Bomb, Spirit Bombs, whatever you can get from GNC. Because
Spirit Bombs. Is that some Asian shit?
It's dragon semen. But there were a lot of white boys who, after one summer, got huge. I'm not gonna say any names, but they're on shit. And in the locker room, they would take their shirts off, and then you would just see like a shit ton of acne on their backs, and that's how you know they were on something.
It's the acne.
And
That's puberty.
And the outbursts of violence.
Yeah,
it's like, how do you get a safety 3 months later? It looks like a linebacker.
Jeez.
But yeah, man, there are a lot of roid usage in high school. It is crazy. But sports, Central Valley sports, it was a thing. I always called it like the Midwest of California because sports was always important, except for our year. When I imagine other football teams our year were like training their hardest, trying to win the championships. Our team were fucking playing nutball in the locker room.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what nutball is, it is a game that is inspired by the movie Jackass, where you take a tennis ball or a golf ball or whatever kind of ball, and you either roll it, try to hit them in the nuts, because you're just sitting across from each other, nuts out, or you're trying to like lob it up to hit your nuts. Nutball.
Did you guys play that at your house too? I think I remember some like drunken nutball going on.
A lot of drunken nutballs happen, yes. And then
like, what the fuck is going on right now?
The one game that I wish that nobody played, but obviously every boy in high school plays, is the nut tapping game.
It was so dumb. I don't understand why.
Yeah. Damn, Chris got out for this one.
Got tilted.
He was like, I don't want to talk about this game, but is he gone?
I only see.
Yeah.
I just see us three.
Yeah, just us three.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, dude, the nut tapping game, it is not fun.
I don't know why. I don't know.
It was a kid thing, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to see like each other flinched or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, it was just a little thing that we did. That and ripping or like or like, you know what I mean, from the back, or I don't know, this
Was
little
it the slice?
things. Yeah, the slice. All right. Oh, you owe me 10 slices, and it's like bam, bam, bam. Like,
all right, so you guys have to explain what a rip and what a slice is.
So a slice is like you just go up to somebody and you just go slice, and then there would be like a double slice.
the double slice.
Yeah, it's just like Uriah and just everybody else is like that would all hang out. It was like the Asian crew.
Yeah, but what would cause the slice though? Remember, we had to like, like look over there, or we did something where it caused someone to like deserve a slice, or they said something so like ridiculous. Oh, that's a rip, or that's a slice, or something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
it was just so. It was. I don't know why we did it, but it was fun though. I ain't gonna lie, because we were trying to find each other's reasoning to slice each other and rip each other.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a bunch of young boys just trying to touch each other.
yeah.
Maybe.
So that was some of that homoerotic stuff. No, because like it was a lot. I think remember Bobby kept doing it too. He'd be like, "Hey, yo, what's that?" Points. We all look, and he was like, "That's a rip." And we look back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the rip was the back of the neck, right?
Yeah.
Rib was the back of the neck. The slice was in the front or on the neck. or let me tell Chris to go back in this room. Or like I guess remember like sometimes you'd be standing in the crowd and then somebody would run up to us and go shing 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 and slice everybody's like chest.
Maybe. I just remember a lot of hacky sack going on too.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
hacky sack was fun, bro. Hacky
Hella
sack was
fun.
fun.
So in our senior year, our school actually had to post a bulletin on hacky sack and on the nut tapping game because it
Really?
got out of hand. Yeah, remember this. So obviously, when we were during lunch, we used to play 3-hit peg for hacky
Mhm.
sack.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You guys want
Mhm.
to explain what 3-hit peg is?
Um, I think it was just where right whoever hit it the third time would just be able to grab it and chuck it at somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. After 3 hits, you're able to grab the hacky sack and just freaking launches at somebody. So when after third hit, everybody just runs for it, dude. And then sometimes you would just take people out like a slow mo war scene. And there'd be times when people get hurt. Some people run into other people who aren't playing. So that got out of hand, and the whole nut tapping game got out of hand. Our school had to write a bulletin during our advisory period in the morning, saying, "Hey, you guys can't peg each other with the hacky sack anymore, and if we see you guys touch each other in the dicks, we're gonna suspend you."
Oh dang.
Because some people took that game way too seriously. Like you know, sometimes guys go like, "Flick you in the nuts, hurts," but then other guys who like, "Bam!"
Dang.
Especially during football practice, because we're wearing those super tight pants and our nuts are just hanging out there. We just get nut checked. It was a stupid game.
Yeah.
Maybe all those roids had something to do with it.
Yeah, probably.
But see, like when me and Robert were lifting, like we were all natural, you know. It was we didn't even know about all that stuff until like we finally like heard about creatine. We're like, oh dude, this gets us so strong. But we never knew like I didn't know like the other guys were taking steroids until like now I do, you know what I'm saying? But as a kid, as a teen, I was just like ignorant about that. I didn't know. Hold on, all right guys.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I was so oblivious to it all too. I mean, I feel like I was just like a sheltered like I mean, growing up with Jehovah's Witness, and I was just sheltered. All I did was game, play football, game, and then go to your parties and just get wasted, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, obviously there were people who were
I'm
more.
back.
I think I think in growing up in the Central Valley, we had our fun, but we kind of flirted with the line. There were people who were on the other side of the line too, who took it too far. But then there were also people on the other side of the line where they weren't even near it.
Hmm.
And there's nothing bad with that. Like some of the things I do miss about Visalia is like the games that people play was a Commando. I never played Commando, or I never did any like. I never went to was it Chris Candy Cane Lane. I never did that in high school because I was all too busy like getting drunk on holidays, an American thing. But yeah, it's just growing up there. It was a different experience. How do you mean, Andrew? You came from San Jose, right? Midway through our high school years.
Right. So I actually started freshman year here. Yeah,
Mm.
we moved down here right after 8th grade, and I mean, it was a huge change. I mean, like there was always things to do. We were, skateboarding all over San Jose, taking the light rail downtown and just skating. And here it's just like there was a skate park, and it was just like that was pretty much it. It was what is so much to do with the skateboarding. But then halfway through high school, we actually moved to Tulare, and so the distance there is the only reason to go into Visalia was to go to school, and then if I was to hang out at a friend's house, or like William, one of my nerd friends that I still game with, I used to
Oh
just
dude,
chill out at his
how,
house.
how is Will doing? I haven't heard of Will in a
He's
long
doing
time.
really good.
Oh wow.
He's been with a new girlfriend for I think 2 years now, maybe 2.5.
Okay.
Maybe actually they might be having their 3rd year anniversary here
Oh
shortly.
wow.
So he's really happy. He got a job at like an IT place, and I think he was working for the school, one of the
Okay.
schools. So yeah, he's doing really well for himself.
Yeah,
And,
tell him I said what's up, man. It's been a
yeah,
long
for
time.
sure. Oh, I'm sure he'll be online after this. I'll definitely tell him. But yeah, so
Dude, I feel so bad, dude, that we used to make fun of him, like, oh, chick pants, chick pants. Like we like the guy, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
it was
Whoa.
like no,
Well,
like
he went through phases. He had the the whole comb over. And
yeah, but I feel so bad, bro. Like as a kid, you know what I mean? Like after high school, I started fucking wearing skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
damn, I feel bad. Like I should have been making fun of him. You know?
Mm.
Well, yeah, because I feel bad, dude. That shit
I think
hurt.
I think we all
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that was going on. It is. I think it's sometimes surprising hearing stories about people getting bullied when we were in
Yeah.
school. Because I knew bullying happened, but one of our friends, Mikey, was a big bully. You know, he made fun of people. Yeah, but he was a good guy at heart, but he had a strange way of comedy. But I don't know. I think like our year, we didn't really bully each other. It wasn't really a big thing. I think the years above us and below us had to deal with more bullying than they did. Because I know in 2006 class, a lot of people committed suicide. But I think that wasn't because of bullying. I think it was more because of girl stuff.
Yeah, relationships.
But I think bullying became a big problem after our year. It got worse, especially since social media started blowing up. When social media started blowing up, I think it just got worse. Like I know a girl from Mount Whitney killed herself after some personal information went on Zynga or MySpace or something. Or
Oh,
I don't know what it was, but like social media, that was when social media started entering
Yeah.
high school life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I never bullied anybody, but then again, I was also not fighting bullying because I grew up fat and I know how I felt like to be bullied. So
Oh yeah.
the one rule,
I know.
yeah, from earlier in the story, but the one rule that I learned was that if you're not strong enough to defend the person being bullied and you try to defend them, you will get caught into it and you will get bullied yourself. I learned that early on, and I was like, you know what? I should probably pick and choose my battles. Not some of my proudest moments, but yeah, it kind of happened. It was high school. High school was fucked up. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna talk about the freshman poll. I think they
Oh,
actually had to take it
dude.
out.
I forgot about the freshman poll.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I freaking always had to go back and forth all the freaking time, so I was always passing by it.
That's crazy. Forgot about that.
yeah. So the freshman pole is this pole in the middle of the walkway towards the other side of the campus, and the seniors are just upperclassmen will put gum in there, and whenever they see a freshman, they will push a freshman into the freshman pole. So your face or your body will be touching gum that was in people's mouths. I remember one year Jason was like, "You ain't gonna push me into the pole. I'm gonna push myself." So he ran straight into the pole and like just went. It's just like a scene from a movie. He just ran straight into the pole, and then the seniors were like, "Oh, this kid's crazy. We shouldn't even fuck with him." And I don't think he got pushed into the pole ever again. But I mean, I think the freshman pole was the only thing I could think of that was bullying.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much going on. I mean, we all would say like dumb things just messing around, just you
Yeah.
know. But other than that, I don't think it was too bad from what I saw.
Yeah, I think we're way too worried about getting shot in a drive-by or where to party at next weekend than to bully other kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can take that off our guilty conscience. We don't have to worry about that. Bullying. They're always gonna shoot up the school and stuff.
Right. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but outside of high school, like, what else did we do for fun back in Visalia?
Honestly, I right out of high school, I pretty much got a job at Fugazi's, and then was there for 9 years, and it was just a lot of Partying. I feel like that's all all my 20s were. It was just always just partying and drinking, and like I didn't even realize it until I was like 27, like how much I was drinking and all the money I was spending.
Because everything's so cheap there, and
Alcohol's not that
Yeah,
cheap.
it does. No, it's still pretty
oh
expensive still.
no, man. Okay, so after high school, I went straight into college in San Francisco, and every time I would come back to Visalia and drink, I would drink so much because it's so cheap in Visalia. I remember I was paying in dollar shots of Jameson, and that's unheard of in San Francisco. So
So you know what, that is true because
It's
was
really
it
cheap.
Lum Lums would have like their dollar shots like at midnight or 11 o'clock, like $2 shots and stuff like that. So I guess if you partake in those kind of specials or like the voodoos, oof.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like they're, you know, after the age of 18, you can actually get arrested for stupid things you do. So then after that, I think everybody just resorted back to drinking, and drinking is a big thing in the Central Valley. You either drink a lot until you're 30 or have a kid, or you keep drinking, or you just don't drink at all. I think that's how it goes in the Central Valley.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about you guys, dude, but I stopped drinking though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like after I turned like 29, 30, I'm just like I'm done. Like I'll drink here and there, but not like back then when I was like going out, going downtown,
Mhm.
you know, partying all the time. No, it was I have beer in the fridge. I don't even drink it. It's like it's just there.
Yeah, I don't even buy it anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
So
I think it's just we had such a fruitful youth growing up. It just I don't think we really want to drink it that much anymore. But I have to say one of my most, I guess one of my most favorite quote unquote holidays in Visalia is the turkey drop the day before Thanksgiving.
When we play football at LD,
yeah, the turkey bowl.
turkey
No.
ball.
So
Yeah.
that's fun too. It's like it's a day before Thanksgiving when everybody goes to downtown Visalia and gets fucking wasted. It didn't used to be.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, it didn't used to be that big until 2006 started doing it. I think 2005 and 6 started doing it because those were like the young generation that turned 21.
Mm-hmm.
That was like in the I think that's like the age of turn 21 in the MTV era where they kind of saw party lifestyles on TV. So then when it came to my year, we were just there full force, man. I remember just getting drunk and the streets were just packed and just spending endless amounts of alcohol. Also, it was a great time to see your friends that you haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we get super drunk and then we go play football. I remember one time Phil was like, "Who smells like a bar?" Because like we were playing line, and I was like, "That was me. I was at downtown last night." Yeah, we always get drunk. Lum Lums. You do the obvious crawl. You do Lum Lums. You go to Trouble L. You go to VVC. You go to the cellar door, and then you go back to was it the one behind Lum Lums?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, and then you go back, and but then you end the night back at Lum Lums again because everybody leaves Lum Lums, so Lum Lums is the only place that has a lot of people there. So you do like a full circle of downtown.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, dude. Downtown myself is pretty like lit. Like
Right now, or
no,
like
not right now, but
in general.
not right now. In general, you know what I'm saying? Like it's actually a really nice downtown area to actually like bar crawl. You know,
Mm.
I like even in Fresno doesn't have like a strip like that where they go bar hopping. They're usually going club hopping. Where for us, we start the whole stretch and we're just working our way down. You know, it's actually pretty awesome in Visalia.
Yeah, so I think Visalia's downtown is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, Visalia was like a mini Fresno.
Yeah.
But now in our 30s, I think a lot of the people who moved away came back, kind of put money back into the city. It kind of looks like a nice small town, even though Visalia has a population about 125,000.
Actually, I think it's closer to 180,000 now.
That's documented that lives there.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 100, 150 maybe. So like right now, Visalia is kind of going through a from I'm seeing this from the outside, but I think it's kind of going through a identity phase where it's trying to figure out what it is, because I know when downtown started getting all that new money, I saw a lot of posts on Facebook saying how they didn't want that hipster skinny jeans fedora money going into downtown, but it did, and that kind of brought a lot of jobs there, and it looks nice. It looks amazing. It didn't look like trash. It didn't look like hobos lived there. There's like boutiques, restaurants, coffee shops. Downtown looks amazing compared to what it used to be when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Because the bus station was a hobo haven.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's just filled with drunk, passed out people because they didn't have anywhere to go. But yeah, Kevin, you're right. Downtown is really nice.
Yeah. And that's true. Back then, in our like high school days, I remember the downtown was like for old people or like run down. It was like an old town like Sacramento or like Clovis, But now it is like what you said, bro. It's getting like hipstered up. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it's where everybody goes in Visalia
mhm.
to eat pretty much now. I mean, except for like the chains that everybody goes to. But
Mhm.
I mean, you got like like you said, coffee shops. The Component, it's like amazing. Everybody goes there. Different stuff like that. And we'll see with the movie theater if they can keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think when we were growing up, the stretch between Starbucks to Redwood, some of those shops are empty, but now they're filled. They actually have business in there. For now, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe not for long. But yeah, Visalia was so spread out. We didn't even have a Target for a long time. We only had one Walmart that was 24 hours. I know. Besides drinking, we would go to the drive-in movie theater. I think Visalia had one of the last drive-in movie theaters before they shut that down. And but now that's gone. I don't know I think they replaced it with something else. I forgot what it was.
The memorial now.
Yeah. So yeah, downtown's really nice. It's I'm happy for the future of Visalia. Even like right now, Visalia is, I want to say, a red city because there's a lot of conservatives there, but it could tilt in the next couple of years, because I was so surprised when I found that Visalia had a pride parade last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a pride event. They had a pride event in Visalia, which I never thought would ever happen in my lifetime.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't know that either. I was in Monterey, so I wouldn't know.
I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, wow, my town is pretty progressive. Well, obviously, you get like all the progressive people who live in Visalia, and then you also get the not so progressive people who live in Visalia. With their,
oh yeah.
It's I don't want to get into that. That's a different topic for a different time. But yeah, and like I said, I think Visalia right now is kind of going through an identity crisis, or is just trying to figure out what it wants to be right now. I hope that Visalia doesn't keep making national news for people getting run over by cars and stuff, but it is what it is.
Right. People are wild.
Yeah, people are pretty wild. If you want to know how ratchet things are, like, I think Visalia was on Live Leaks a few times for fights. There's a website called Live Leaks, and it has like videos of people getting jumped or stabbed in Visalia. One video.
My God.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's why I choose not to go out anymore.
What else?
Yeah, I think one of them was at the fifth quarter, and one was at Double L.
I think you're right.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right too. It sounds about right.
Live Leaks.
Especially the fifth quarter. Oh my God! Never go to the fifth quarter.
Uh,
I mean, I hear good things about the fifth quarter.
Well, during the day it's nice.
I heard like now it's pretty nice.
Okay.
No, it's a nice bar. It's just a lot of troublemakers going in. It's just, and it's a big place where they could fit so much people. So everybody's coming down, and you got people from Tulare, Porterville. Everybody wants to come and hang out. So it gets pretty crazy there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But it's a nice place.
I'll take your word for it. I've never been. I've seen pictures of it. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah. I mean, what I used to do in Visalia is like I used to go to Adventure Park. I guess being removed from Visalia after the age of 18, you know, I kind of missed out on a lot of that Visalia experience. Like
Yeah.
like rookies, I've never been to rookies. I've never been to fifth quarter. I've never been to, I don't know, some of the other stuff, but I did all like the small town things. Like I went to Walmart and hung out there when I had nothing else to do. I went to hang out in parking lots. I went to those field parties in Farmersville or Rosie or in Exeter, where we just party in a field or a dry ditch or the dry lake. I remember going to a party one time in a little lake. So yeah, I did all that stuff. I never did any of the other fifth quarter things, the ratchet things.
Well, that's so weird too because I never went out like seeing the sequoias or even going out that way. I very rarely even went out there, even spending like half my life here already.
Cause
You
we're
should, man. You go check it out. It's actually pretty nice out there.
Yeah,
Well, not right now. Not
I
right now
know.
with all the fires. But
I did. I think I went like 2 or 3 times before like everything got shut down. So
yeah.
but definitely after everything kind of settles and somewhat goes back to normal,
Yeah.
we'll definitely take some more trips up there.
yeah, because Visalia is the gateway to Sequoia, right? Or is that Fresno?
Well, actually, we are one of the major entrances, and we get a lot of tourism, which also brings hella money to the downtown area. Like Yelp has helped the left of center, like go up like crazy because like once the tourism's come here, that's what they go to, and then they see we're like 1 and 2 spot or wherever we're at, and then so during the summer, Sequoias help us bring in a lot of business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty. You've never been, Andrew. You've never been to Sequoias.
I have like 2 or 3 times, but like not like all throughout it. Like I've only seen like just like the giant Sequoia area. Like that's pretty much it.
Because there's remember that famous like drinking place that all the high school kids went to in Sequoia, the toilet or something, or I forget what it was called.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I went there once, but you have to hike to get there, and it's in the Sequoias. I know so far we've been shitting on Visalia a lot, but Visalia does have a lot of good attributes. Downtown is one of them. The entrance to Sequoia is one of them, and you guys are welcome to jump in here. Help me. I don't know what else is good about Visalia. I'm just trying to think.
Honestly, that's it. Or the flea market.
Yeah.
Market. Yeah, I don't know why I did because I take my dad out there to Porterville sometimes, and dude, the flea market on Sunday, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah,
bro.
it's pretty lit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because seeing how Visalia is a town in the Central Valley, a red area, a red county too. I think Devin Nunes is the rep for there.
Yeah,
it's pretty multicultural. I know last time we talked about how Kevin and his family immigrated there as refugees during the Vietnam War. But there are a lot of Asians there. I think almost like 8% or 10%. I could be wrong with the numbers there in the Central Valley. A lot of Hispanics, whites, and there is a lot of culture in the Central Valley. And surprisingly, Central Valley too, or not the Central Valley. Surprisingly, Visalia too has a lot of money in it because of all the farming and agriculture around there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I worked at when I was working at Fugazi's, I worked at the Tulare and Hanford and all those cities. They have a lot of money because of the dairies and all that, for sure.
Yeah,
would dirty up the the floor with all their boots.
Yeah, a lot of agriculture down here in Central Valley.
Yeah, I think it's like Visalia in particular because it is a small town where a lot of rich people live there. They don't want to live in Fresno or Exeter or Tulare, but Visalia has almost everything that you need, and there's a lot of money. There's a lot of culture in there, and whenever people talk shit about Central Valley, saying how it's a bunch of poor people, like, well, you're not really looking at who really makes a lot of that money or a lot of the money in the GDP for California.
Yeah, I think they say that Central Valley like feeds like most of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know some countries in Asia buys the rice in the Central Valley.
That's awesome.
Or I think Visalia is a big producer of like nuts, tangerines. Are
Oh yeah,
we
that's
yeah,
for sure.
we know a couple of
Dairy,
people.
dairy
Yeah,
for sure.
we know a lot of people who own dairy farms and tangerine farms. And I mean, we have mutual friends whose parents are millionaires in Visalia.
Hmm.
You know,
That we didn't know of.
I mean, I think we all knew that they were
we,
millionaires.
we all knew, but it was just like we didn't say it. I remember going to the potluck's house. Like,
Oh yeah,
dude, I'm like, what the hell? What is this? You know, it's a mansion where my house is.
yeah.
No, don't do it in my house. No potluck in my house. It's like, let's go someone else's house.
Yeah, since we sucked at football, the potlucks were only good for three things: checking out other people's houses, free food, and seeing who's a milf. You know, those are the reasons why we went to the potlucks.
You're dumb.
We were milf hunters.
You were.
Yeah,
Not us. You know, not us.
yeah, but yeah, dude. There's a lot of money, but you know, with the town that has a lot of money, an exponential amount of money, there is going to be on the other side, the poor side of Visalia, like, you know, I think we call it the north side, because I grew up on Park in Houston, and so I saw a lot of that hood stuff. Because I know like they try to keep the money on one side of the town, which is kind of true. If you drive around Visalia, you kind of see it in the north side.
Oh yeah.
There's less money, more poor, and that's where a lot more of the gang violence happens.
But right now, dude, on the north side, it's expanding so much. They're gonna build an In-N-Out across the street from the north side right now.
What?
Well, I live it. Yeah,
On
I live.
by Target on
Yeah, on 63,
Anuba.
Danuba. Yeah.
Yeah.
By my
They're
old
gonna build it.
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
You'd have had it in and out. Yeah, it's gonna be like
yeah,
a
right there.
like block away.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
it's getting huge over here. Sooner or later, we're gonna be the center. Like the north side is gonna be the center of Visalia. Like I kid you not, the sports park bringing in so much people right now, dude. Every Saturday and Sunday before the pandemic, dude, the sports park was filled with people. Always people playing like having soccer events. There's people right now playing band, like all like bunch of instruments. There's a lot of stuff that goes on at the sports park, so that's bringing in so much people.
Mhm.
So it's definitely expanding right now.
yeah, it's crazy to think that in in our early high school career, which was 2004, 2007, no,
Mm-hmm.
2003, 2007.
Yeah, 2003.
Yeah, so within those years, the sports park wasn't there until 2006, and it was just an empty lot. And across the street from it, where the Target and stuff is, that was also an empty lot, all dirt
Yeah.
lots. But now it's flourishing with a bunch of businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and like you go actually past that bridge. I used to live in a neighborhood which is a really nice, rich neighborhood, where the majority of those kids went to Golden West because they also own like a lot of farms that way. But yeah, Visalia is expanding. I definitely saw it in Nuba.
Mm-hmm. They're building so much houses on this side too, especially like towards like your old house, but towards the park. There's a brand new school on the backside. There's a school out there by the neighborhood church. There's all that backside right there on Demery and towards the Danuba area.
Mhm.
It's all new neighborhoods, like all new houses that to be built.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy back there.
you know, it makes me wonder. I was like, fuck, where was all this cool shit when we were growing up? Where we had to live in huts and stuff. Now these guys are getting sports parks.
Well, see, but that's the crazy thing too. Like hearing stories about how like people that actually were like raised here, like since when they're born, and they would see like, oh, like talking about all the fields and stuff like that, and it's like it's a totally different place now.
You mean the clan fields when the KKK used to meet up there and
What?
burn crosses?
I had no idea that.
Yeah, dude. We talked about this last time. But yeah, like I don't know, like I know Adventure Park was cool, but we didn't have too much when we were growing up. Before we got to the age of drinking and being super attracted to girls, we just hung out with ourselves and did nothing else. We
Yeah.
I don't know, we grew up in the early age of the internet where we had 56K, where we downloaded
We lived without the internet.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Who
the
could say that?
internet, yeah. Every time we had to use the internet, we had to hear the dial tones.
Uh,
We grew up. The only way to we didn't have social media. We had AIM,
Instant
MySpace, Zanga.
Messenger.
Fuck, dude, I remember fucking going. I remember going on Instant Messenger, going into the gay chat rooms and using one of our friends' screen name, like, "Hey, message this guy here. You want to chat?" He. And then, so we kept going to those like, the Bears for You chat room and just dropping these screen
Oh
names.
my god.
Yeah,
what the heck?
but yeah, so we didn't have the fast internet like how some kids have it today, and that's the reason why we got in a lot of trouble. One of my favorite things to do growing up in Visalia was an all-night skate where we would get on skateboards or bikes or scooters and just go around town up until the sun comes out.
Dang.
And
But
we're young.
Eric, but right now it's not like that, dude. You can't. It's I don't know. I guess it's like dangerous now. Like they don't.
It's a different time for sure.
It is
Yeah.
a different time. Like there's no kids outside. Like I have nephews and nieces here, but they never go outside. Like they always want to stay inside. Dude, there's no one on the streets. There's no one skateboarding like how we used to do it. We used to have a little bike crew, skateboard crew, and we used to just go and just ride everywhere. Ride all the way towards the mall and come back, and nothing. But right now, dude, you don't really see that no more.
Would you say that crime has gone up in Visalia?
I know of a little bit. So the Midtown Sports, you all remember Midtown Sports downtown?
Oh yeah.
So they
Yeah.
actually had to shut down because with all this COVID stuff going on, people kept breaking in like 3 times during the pandemic that people kept breaking in and stealing stuff. So they're just like, we're done.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, I would say crime has gone up.
Well, I think I think crime has always lingered in Visalia, but obviously the pandemic kind of expedited that problem, or just exposed it more, or just made it more predominant in our hometown because people don't have a lot of money, so it's gonna commit crimes, and it's sad because those problems are there. And you're right, Kevin. Like it was a different time. We were able to do things that some kids can't even do today, like stay out all night, hang out in the park all night. We didn't have like homeless encampments. I'm not trying to blame this on the homeless people. I'm just saying it was a different time.
Yeah, we didn't even have cell phones.
We didn't. No, we had to
Go find a payphone.
or we had to remember numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Dude, Eric, you gave me my first phone ever, and that was my phone for the longest time.
Which one? The little brick?
Yeah, your little prepaid.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, remember you're like, oh, just go buy minutes, and then we can fucking call you now because you guys I was so hard to get a hold of, and then you finally gave me your phone, and I was just like, wow, my first phone, and then I was playing Snake all night long.
Oh yeah. So, for anybody who's watching this who's not the age of 30, I don't know why young kids would be watching this, but back in the day, there was no such thing as unlimited anything. Some plans did have unlimited nights and weekends, but before then we had something called anytime minutes. Nobody even knows what anytime minutes are now. we had for poor people like me, we had prepaid phones where you had a cell phone that is a brick. It was a square brick that was gray and blue, and the screen lit up. It lit up orange with black text, and that was it. And then, so you go to the store, buy a phone card, then it'll load the minutes in there, and that's what a prepaid phone is. And on the screen, it would tell you how many minutes you have, like a poor bastard that you are. So it would count down how poor you are. It keeps reminding you. I think my senior year, I actually got a real cell phone. From my first one was from Sprint, which then I had to cancel and get a new phone because my douchebag friends would use my phone to call their online girlfriends that they met on AIM in Canada and run up my minutes. So then my dad got me Verizon, which had the free nights and weekends. And actually, I still have that same number now. Like I kept that Verizon all these years. But going back to that was what a prepaid phone is. This is during the flip phone era, or like sidekicks. I don't know if anybody knows remember sidekicks. Sidekicks was like the coolest thing before smartphones. Like you would see girls in class like and close it again. Like, I remember I just see girls, they're like looking at the board and you see their pockets like this, like texting, and it's like, fuck, man, I don't know how they did that. Yeah, I remember it was like the coolest thing to see somebody in school get on MySpace or Zanga with their sidekick. It was like the coolest thing. But now looking back at it, that's I could do that.
Basic.
Shit. Yeah, that's basic stuff now.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Because we didn't have all the technology, we had to find means to entertain ourselves, and
we're cavemen.
Yeah, all night skates, drinking, making Tickle Pete bombs in the park. These are things we had to do because we didn't have the internet. I mean, sometimes we'll go buy pizza at me and Ed's and go to like Blockbuster or Jensen Videos to rent a movie and watch it at somebody's house.
Oh yeah, Blockbuster was where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, dude. Back when Netflix was sending out DVDs.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
No, dude, Netflix has been around for a long time. Like,
yeah, I did not know that.
Netflix was around when the DVD first came out, I think. Or do you guys remember the VHS DVD combo?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. I think my parents had one at one point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It is crazy how far we've come.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I know. And I'm excited for the freaking next 20, 30 years of how technology is gonna grow.
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy. It's crazy how we live through it though. We get to see all this stuff though. You know, it's actually pretty amazing, you know?
That transition phase?
Yeah, coming from nothing to every little kid knows a smartphone already, you know? Every little kid
they give them when they're like 2.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, you sign up for a phone plan, they give you a smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The kids have it easy nowadays, man.
Yeah, it came a long way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so where do you guys see Visalia growing into in the next 10 years?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be turned over Tulare and Visalia turns into one. Whereas houses all the way through.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's gonna be like a Fresno. It's gonna be pretty big, pretty well-known town. Even I listen to a lot of country. I know, but don't judge me.
Hey, country music is good. No judgment.
Yeah.
Here.
So, I heard that Visalia was one of the top 3 places to visit. It was on the country radio station. Blake Shelton wrote a review on Visalia or something like that.
Wow.
Saying that it's a good place to visit. So, it's bringing more people into Visalia. So it can start.
It can start blowing up.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, you mean recently?
Recently, as in like a year or 2 years ago. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I was driving home from Monterey, and then I was on the radio and I heard it. I was like, what the heck? My son is that. They said it's one of the nicest places to visit, and I'm like, nicest place? What the hell? What's this? It's all right, you know. Kind of sucks, but I guess, you know.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you look past the homeless encampment, the poverty, the racism, and the other small things, empty buildings in Visalia, gang violence, it is a pretty nice town. Once you look past
if you don't look at all the negative, yes, it's a pretty nice town.
Yeah. Once you put all if you don't look at the north side, the poor side.
Well, no city's perfect.
Then it's great. It's a great side. If you look at the east and west side only, then the Visalia Amazing town. Green Acres only. Only the Green Acres side.
You know, I was actually supposed to go to Green Acres, but then they weren't accepting juniors, which was what my oldest brother Arthur was. So we all went to Redwood. So I'm kind of glad because who knows how I would have turned out there.
Well, Green Acres is a middle school.
Oh no, sorry,
LD.
LD. I don't know why I thought Green
Oh
Acres.
yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
have been
LD
a
Monte.
friend. You would probably would have been a friend. We probably would have hated you, and you probably would have been on steroids.
Right?
But you
Would have
would
got into football.
but you would have won more football games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bunch of positives if you want to went to LD.
yeah, yeah. You know what? You fucked up. You should have hung out with us. Look at you now. Now you're just playing World of Warcraft.
Hey, I've always played it though.
Yeah. But you know, the one thing I do like about Visalia is like there is a huge nerd community there. Like I know a couple streamers in Visalia, but a lot of people play video games, obviously because there's nothing to do. But like there is a big nerd community.
Right? I know. There's even in Tulare, there's a bar that opened up that had a bunch of video games and like, you know, I never got to go, but I mean I heard it ranged from like, you know, regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, like N64 and different
Oh,
stuff like
sick.
So
That's
the
tight.
bar is called Bar McGandon. My cousin,
that. Oh yes.
that's my cousin's bar, or my cousin's fiance's bar. It's called
Really?
Bar McGandon.
Whose?
Cammy.
Oh, Cammy's fiance's bar?
Yeah. So they do live music there. They do stand-up comedy there, and they do have video games. They do
Oh, that's awesome.
They also have Dungeons and Dragons on Wednesdays, but obviously the pandemic kind of closed them down. So this isn't a free plug for them because like now they're just out of business at the moment. But
Yeah, at the
they're-
moment.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to the Coin Op in Sacramento?
No.
No.
but I've been to
Oh, dude.
AFK in San Jose.
I have been to AFK.
Mm.
No, this bar is like a bunch of old school games, same thing like that, but it's a huge bar. You walk down and it's just a bunch of like kind of say nerds, I guess, a bunch of nerds just playing games, getting drunk, like hammered, and just like fighting over the games, bro. It's actually pretty cool. It's called the Coin Op. Just check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have something like that called Game Vibes or something at San Francisco. So yeah, I mean, it kind of happens. All the big cities have all this stuff. Like, so I hopefully one day when everything opens up again, like Visalia can somehow get something like that, like a nerd hub or nerd central, where people can go there, drink, and play video games. But it depends on the demographics because a lot of nerds in Visalia have their own system, have their own computers, and sometimes some people are a little antisocial in Visalia. I tend to see, and all the people who are socials are the ones getting in fights in downtown. So it's a kind of like a coin toss. But I don't know. Hopefully one day there will be a public space for nerds to gather around and just be nerds.
Right. Well, I think since everybody's been all cooped up too, I think a lot of people would be probably willing to go more out, you know, instead of just gaming at home all day. I mean, I've been wanting to, you know, do something.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you know, the future is anything can happen. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen after November. We don't know if the pandemic is gonna go away. So at this point, anything can happen. Maybe I'll go down there and open up a video game place myself since my parents has an open lot.
Dude, you should, bro. I think that should be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
are you willing to move back and start your own business here?
am I willing to move back to Visalia after living in big cities for a while?
Yeah, that's what I kind of meant.
Yeah. I've always envisioned myself dying in Visalia.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't live in Visalia, but Visalia is a perfect place to die. White picket fence, have a little dog, occasional racist neighbors around the corner. Perfect American life right there.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't know. It depends on how my future goes. But you know, Vasalia's a great city, despite all the shit we just talked about it. But it's still a great city.
Yeah.
has a lot of good things about it. But yeah, I could see myself living there
Okay.
in my later years.
Yeah.
After 35, I'm probably gonna move back because then, what's the point? I could be poor anywhere, and I'd rather be poor in Visalia where everything's cheap.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
I got so lucky with this house. Paid less than $100,000 for it.
Oh
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
Right?
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So property value in Visalia is super cheap for those who don't know, or just in the Central Valley in general. You could buy what, a 3-story. I mean, not 3-story. Sorry.
You could probably buy a really nice house for like $300K.
Yeah.
You know, maybe $400K for a
Like-
really fancy house.
Like a really fancy house. We're talking about 2 stories, pool and shit.
Oh yeah.
But you want like a 1-story, 3-bedroom house, 1.5 bath. You're looking at 150K maybe.
But right now, well, actually now with the market, well, before COVID, it was around like 200, 220.
Mm.
So that's still really good.
Yeah. So if you want to live somewhere where it's cheap, Visalia or the Central Valley is the best place to go. But where you saving money, you're going to be bored most of the time.
And you have to deal with the 110-degree weather for the summers.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the gang violence and the poverty and the COVID.
But a
and the
great
racism.
downtown.
But a great downtown.
It is a great downtown. Though.
Yeah. Well, I guess on that note, I'm going to end this recording now. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you, Kevin, for coming back on the vidcast. Andrew, hopefully I see you again. We can do more nerdy stuff and talk about that later. But yeah, on this recording, I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Later, Brody.